water.
I don't know what that is.
That
So
I got confused that too. So
what?
I got confused with it too. So I'm not sure, but
Well, I don't know what that agreement is because I wasn't there. Are you not understanding what I'm saying? It's really simple math. If I issue a judgment for 5,000 and he pays 6,000, he's paid the judgment.
I mean, somebody should have told me.
Motion to issue, well, then you need to get a lawyer. Hey, I can't tell you. Don't sit up there and try to blame him. Don't sit up there and try to blame the court. If you don't know what you're doing, get a lawyer. I issue judgment for a certain amount. The judgment for a certain amount has to be paid. Just you know what? All right, state your name.
Linda Fry.
Your name? All right. And Ms. Fry, how much are you claiming is owed?
Well, now with the April rent is 54.30.32.
54.32.
54.30.32. 5,000
54.30.
5,400.
What do you have to say to that, young man?
Her came to an agreement earlier today and a couple of weeks ago after our first court date. I was going to give her the money today as in a payment of $2,000. Rest payment, so $1,200 with the next year.
He said he has $2,000 today. I haven't seen it. I've had a lot of empty promises, but I'd like to see it before I credit it,
$1,500 in cash.
You have $2,000.
Yes.
Okay, so
All right, look, so you said you were to give $2,000. Okay. And then how's the rest of it going to be paid?
right.
Next month, I was going to pay it increments of $1,000. So every time I got paid, which was like $1,200 for the next for the next month.
Is that what you guys agreed?
I couldn't understand him. I couldn't hear what he said. Sorry.
Oh, so
Can you talk a little louder? I don't hear very well.
Gave to her was I was going to give her $2,000 now, $1,000 every time I got paid, which leaves me with.
Oh, he said he wanted to give $2,000 now and then $1,000 every 2 weeks. But the thing is, it'll take, with the accumulating rent, it'll take about 10 months for him to clean that whole debt out, and I can't support him for 10 months.
I already calculated that. It will take me a month to pay off everything. I will be caught up in current by pretty sure the end of May.
How much is the monthly rent?
It's 1,100, and then utilities are running about 250 and plus or minus.
Okay, but if he has, let's presume he has 2 pay periods each month.
Mhm.
It's going to be giving you, even with all of that, what, an extra 15 or an extra 500 a month.
Approximately.
So how do you
Then
get
a rent,
months to pay it off?
yeah, but then rent accumulates during those 7 months too at 1,100 a month.
No, but the 500 is an excess. 500
I see what you mean.
excess of
Okay.
what?
500.
Okay, so if that's based upon the figure you gave me today, it would take at 500 a month about 6 months at max to do. Well, did you guys agree on it or not? I don't.
No, there's been a lot of, the police are there all the time. I mean, I've already lost one tenant over it because he's fed up. He moved out, and I don't want to lose the rest of the tenants in my house because there's trouble. Like Erwin has a volatile temper, and he does things that he may not mean to do, but he does them. Like last week, I was out of town for 4 days, and I got 2 calls from 2 tenants about the police there because he had stolen the bike of one of the tenants who rides his bike to work, and he needed his bike. And Erwin just took the bike and went to his mother's house. And his mother said she made him return it. So that I called her about it, and she said she made him return it. He returned the bike. But stuff like that happens all the time. And last week, 2 weeks ago, I was
Okay.
in church and, huh?
Are you just not agreeing to do this?
Well, I would like for him to catch up sooner than that, because his mother did his taxes in January. He's only gotten $1,000 from his tax return.
You know that.
Huh? She told me. I talked to his mother because she tells me the truth. And
Who is that? Oh,
I don't know who it is.
Like-
I never met her. I don't know her.
where's she going? Why you gotta get out? Just no, get back up here. Get up here. Just sit down.
Oh.
Okay. No, it's Judge, but just sit. What? Just okay. All right.
Okay, you're out there.
Who's that? Did it work?
No.
Mine either. Mine either. Don't worry about it. Okay, so how do you know so much about all that? Call his mother?
My tenants call me and complain. I call his mother because she tells me the truth. And Irwin tells me I've got a lot of empty promises from him. He paid $100 in January. He paid $200 in February, paid $100 in March, and nothing since. So,
So what do you want me?
he promises
want me-
$300 and he comes with one.
What do you want me to do, Miss Fry?
Well, he needs to accelerate the payments. He needs to pay the $2,000 today and accelerate the payments because he's
In what way?
because he's applied for a whole bunch of different things, from subsidies from, I don't know, is it AHS or something?
There's a breakdown. Go ahead.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, well, he has applied for a lot of different subsidies, and I don't know if any of them came through. I haven't seen anything. And I know his mother said that he had tax returns coming back that would cover his deficit. But now I guess only $1,000 came back. And he has that $1,000. She told me I would get $2,500 today. He says he only has $2,000. So,
So unless his mama's been in his pocket, I have to go by what he said.
he has money in his pocket. He said 2,000.
I know he has 2,000.
Right, that's what he said. I haven't seen it, but I think he has it probably if he's saying that. I'd like to see it before I credit it.
Well, all right, but what do you want me to do?
I would like him to pay the 2,000 and find a way to get the rest of it.
Miss Fry,
My duty,
been before this court before. You realize you can't have everything your way.
I understand that, but I've been supporting him since November. So,
What do you want me to do?
well, he doesn't want to be out on the street. I know that, but
Okay, I could probably.
I've been more than
That's what he-
patient. I've been more than patient with the promises and the empty promises and non-payments. But if he can come up with $2,000 today and find a way to collect on all the things that he's applied for.
Hold on a second. That's not gonna be up to him.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he can apply for a lot of different stuff to try to get a lot of assistance, and they say no. So why would I hold that against him?
Well, I don't know what they've said because I haven't been updated. I don't know if he's gotten anything or not.
Okay, hold on, just hold on. When's the next time you get paid?
I get paid.
Hold on, just hold on. Hey, man. You know what? All y'all need to just calm down. Okay? Just you. No, don't shake your head at me. No, yeah, you did. Don't do it. No, did you see her? She. Don't do that. So when's the next time you get paid?
I get paid this week, I get paid the next week.
So you get paid on Friday? So you didn't get paid today.
So
You get paid on the 24th. Which is no, today's the 17th, so 24th, next Friday. And how much are you gonna give next Friday?
I was planning on giving her 1,000. She said that wasn't enough, so I was planning on giving her 1,100, which would be a lot.
11? Okay. So you think you can give 1,000?
Yes.
He said he could give 1,100.
What he said is you said it wasn't enough. He said, I'll just give you my whole check because I guess I am not going to eat. And that's what he did.
That's not the whole check.
What?
Well, he told me he gets 1,300. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't always get the truth. I don't know how much he gets.
I don't either. I just have to rely upon what people tell me.
Well, I do too, but it hasn't worked out. All right.
Works out beautiful for me. You so you're gonna have 1,000 on the 24th. What? You know what? What time is the journal?
12 o'clock.
So here's what I'm gonna do. Now, if you two had to go into a conference room, do you think you could count out the $2,000 without screaming at each other, and then come back here and tell me that you got 2,000?
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
yeah, I'd like to see it first and then we credit.
But- I know you want to see it, but I'm not gonna have him like start peeling hundreds in here in the courtroom. It's just not gonna happen. So there's conference rooms out there.
Okay.
You two go in there, right? Count out the 2,000 in front of them, okay? If for whatever reason you do not agree, somebody come to the door, yell, and then I'm gonna come down there and count the money myself. Okay?
Okay.
So go into there, then you're gonna come back in, let me know you got the 2,000.
Okay.
I will tell you my intent is gonna be to adjourn it out 1 week. You bring the 1,000 with you next week, and we'll count out 1,000 next week. That's how we're gonna do this. Because apparently you two can't talk to each other. So I'll pass it. Go on out there and just
Okay.
you stay right there because you're trouble. No, you're trouble. Just stay. Because see, you'll go out there and it'll all go. No, you're gonna sit up there. You would have gone out there and started some mess, right? Just calm down, right? That's it. I didn't say that. You told yourself to do that. Mary Gwinon versus Michael Vaughn. What? You want to get called next? No, the one behind you just acting up. Hello.
Hello, I'm Christy. I'm Mary Guinan's daughter. She's 93 and she's the one who owns the residence.
You what?
Owns the residence.
Okay. We're gonna probably have a slight problem. Sir, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Michael Vaughn.
There's 290396 owing.
Yes, that's
Sure.
correct.
Sir, how are you intending on getting that paid?
By working and getting paid for it. I've been not working since December, and I just started back up. Actually, I got a check today, early this afternoon, and I'm going to be paying $1,000 towards my past due balance here as soon as that check clears, and then through continued working.
All right, couple things, and here's what we're gonna have to do. You need to pay the $1,000, okay, by the 24th. I'm gonna have to adjourn it out, and the reason I'm gonna have to adjourn it out, ma'am, is because you're not the owner of the premises.
I'm on the lease. I'm power of attorney.
Well, the power of attorney doesn't work in a courtroom. So you say you're on the.
I'm on the lease. Yeah, my name's on.
Good, have happy as face.
I submitted some yesterday. I don't know if you got them.
Well, I got documents, but I'm trying to figure out proper party. I don't think it's happy of them.
I had those. Can I approach?
Sir? Thank you. Sir, I see what you're saying. You're the lessor, however. Got it. Okay, I see how you did this. And this
Right.
work.
Yeah, my mother's 93 years old and she's a
No, I got you. I get the problem, but it's, I'll let it go then. Okay,
Thank
I
you.
won't require you to, the way that looks, I'm not gonna require you to get an attorney. All right. So you're gonna pay $1,000 next week, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then how are you gonna get the other 1,900 paid?
That will be through continued work. I'm a seasonal worker. I own my own company, a landscaping business. And so we have just started back up. And I get jobs sometimes where I make, 10, 20,000 at a time within a week. And then I don't work all winter.
That
I've had
doesn't
some-
help, right? So how
just
much
through
is
continued work.
monthly rent?
1,300 and then $50 for late
Got it.
fees.
But just in terms of base rent, it's 13.
Yes.
So, sir, here's the problem. You're gonna pay 1,000. Within 7 days or 6 days of that, May's gonna come due. And so you're gonna be 300 further behind than you are as we sit today.
So I'm also applying for the assistance. I had been denied because I didn't have all the paperwork, including rent ledgers and the court summons, which were required.
What assistance have you applied for?
So it's called SER, the State Emergency Relief Funding for Rental Assistance. And I began that in March. And then I'm working with FIA, and I have a benefits navigator to help assist me with these applications. They are helping me fill out the applications properly because the first application did not have everything that was required.
I don't know what that is. How many people are in your unit?
It's just me. Yes.
So you have to understand that an SER is only, if the state approves you, that's only going to be $410.
Okay, well, I was advised otherwise. And then there was further applications for other places. The other program was called, it's abbreviated MAP. I am unaware of what it stands for.
Sir, is there any reason you didn't call Hawk?
I did call Hawk, and Hawk, yes, I did. And through their application form, they advised me to go to this MAP program. And I did that just last week.
So what did MAP tell you?
They told me that I needed a rent ledger and a court summons and things like that. It was
Did
unable to. I began to do it
you-
back in March, actually. But then I'm reapplying now that I have the proper documentation, which I just got last Friday.
Did you get a rent ledger?
I did
Did you get
Just
him
on.
one?
I did.
Okay.
last Friday.
So did you turn the rent ledger in?
I'm working with through. I am currently filling out that application and gathering all the necessary information now. They had an issue with their caseworker benefits navigator. They are in transition right now, and she's got me talking to a new woman who's requiring me to resubmit everything to her.
They being whom?
This is called Faith in Action. They assist with filling out these documents and these applications
I
properly.
know who they.
Okay, so that's who is helping me. Gail was my previous, and I have not heard from the new lady yet. I just saw Gail on Wednesday, and she assured me that she would be telling this new woman who is currently training that she would get in contact with me as soon as possible. Yeah, it's been a long day, huh?
This is every day for me.
I just
I've
want to
heard
say-
wonderful things about you and your courtroom, and it did not disappoint.
I'm a wonderful person. All right. Sam.
I just want to say, my mother is in assisted living. Her payments are $4,700 a month. They're due on the very first. This subsidizes her payments. So when we don't get her payments,
Something has to
yes.
go.
So I
I hear you. I got it. So here's what I'm gonna do. That $1,000 has to get in. MAP, so here's gonna be the problem with the MAP program, as I understand, but I'm not entirely sure where they stand. They approve a certain number of applications per month. So he wouldn't get approved for that caps off at $2,000. And he wouldn't get approved for this month. He'd get approved if he got his application in possibly for the beginning of May. Then the problem is you got the 1,300 clicks in and that money doesn't come through right away. So this effectively is what, 2 months of rent that he hasn't paid? Or
it's
about
2 months. I know it's going to be 3 months come May 1st.
got it.
Right. Well, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Well, I did attempt to apply for it last month, and I was denied getting the proper documentation. And now that you're correct, that MAP, last time I did try to fill out the application, they were accepting. And yes, it is closed now this month. And I wasn't working previously. And now that I am working, I do expect the income to come in. I average about $1,000 a week when I'm working full time. It's more around like 850-ish. And so I should be able to catch up as long as work continues to come in.
Okay. I get that,
Okay,
but
thank you.
you know, the problem's going to be is if all they receive is 1,000 this month,
Mhm.
come May 1st, just 2 weeks from today, come May 1st, you're another 1,300.
Yeah,
And you can't give me a figure in terms of what during that week, even if it's on May 1st, what you can get paid to them.
I won't know, but I fully anticipate to be able to keep catching up on it as much as I can. I just
That
can't
doesn't-
give you a figure now.
Sir, that doesn't help. It
Yes,
just
sir.
doesn't. And the problem is, you're asking your landlord, and even this court, if I were to cajole your landlord to do something else, I can't even figure out the figures to say, yeah, do it this way as opposed to do it this way, because you're not giving me any figures.
Well, would 200 a week be appropriate? I think I could handle that just fine.
Okay, so think about that a moment. What you just offered
Sorry.
was $800 a month when your rent is 13.
Well, on top of paying that rent as well. 200 towards catching up on the balance.
Yeah, but
I'm also preparing to be moved. The lease is ending in July, which is coming up very soon, and I'm already starting to pack up and get out of here.
so
And I
so are you
will,
just-
I will
are
pay
you-
her the rent.
are you leaving?
I don't want to. I can't. It would be highly difficult to just up and leave at this time. I run my business through here. I'm preparing to. It's going to take me some time to.
And
Yes, ma'am.
I offered him to release him from the lease and just use the security deposit because I knew if he's landscaping, this will be a bad time for him to move. And he said, no, I want you to evict me. So that's what I did. So, but my mother needs her money.
You
Well, you gave me a week notice, Chris.
No, I said at the end of the month, you can leave.
That was within a week at the time that you told me.
okay? Look, I don't. Here's what I'm going to do. You need to get at least to her the $1,000 by the 23rd. That shouldn't take it that long for that check to clear. So I want it by the 23rd. I'm going to adjourn this out to the 24th at 12 noon. And sir, unless you can speak to your landlord and come up with some type of an agreement as to how you're going to legitimately catch up so that you're basically at zero within a short period of time, on the 24th, my intent would be to issue a judgment for that remaining balance, and you'd have until May 3rd to get it paid, or she could file for an eviction.
Yes, Your Honor, that's completely reasonable. Understandable.
Your Honor, is there any way we could do 3 o'clock on the 24th?
I don't typically. I could if I want.
I have some appointments.
Really? You're actually telling me I can do something that I might want to do? It's amazing. They always tell me I don't have any power to do anything. I will.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So that's the 24th at 3.
Amy Reisner
Gotcha.
works next to me. Amy Reiser, the assistant prosecutor here.
Yes.
Told me to say hi and she misses you.
Oh, Amy, tell her I said hello. Actually, I saw her. Judge Garwood's in bed.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Can you use that? Are you gonna go like out there and start some? You. Okay, yeah, you can. Hold on a second. You may be able to go. So the 2,000 is Friday, there's 2,000?
The only miscommunication or miscalculation I made with you, Your Honor, was that I get paid on the 28th, not the 24th.
Okay, come back on the 24th. So you won't have any additional funds.
Nope, that's not.
All right, so come back on the 24th. We'll figure out some arrangement that hopefully can work for everybody. Okay? In the meantime, if you can do it peacefully, have a conversation and try to work it out amongst yourselves. Otherwise, I will do it. Got it? All right. Thank you. You can, you know what? No, just don't let her walk out behind her like that just because thank you. I don't know what's gonna happen. You gotta jump on that woman in the hallway. Why are you just shaking your head? Shouldn't you do something? Huh? She's good? I'm not so sure. All right. Court calls the case of Henry Harris versus Clarence Griffin. And Vicky Harris. All right, who do I have here?
Henry and Shana, my daughter.
All right. And you are playing this. Is he here? All right.
No, he had to work.
He had to work. All right. This is a termination of tenancy. Why are you kicking him out? Does he have a lease?
Well, we had a lease some time ago. It's just been verbal the last couple of years.
Gotcha. And you just want your property back.
Yeah.
And you're the owner of the premises.
Yes, sir.
All right. Raise your right hand, sir. Why is she raising her right hand? She all of the business is done. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you being the owner of the premises, you served a notice to quit upon the defendant in this case,
Yes.
and there is no written lease. Is that correct?
Right.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that's for possession. There is no redemption amount, that's by default, with a writ or order of eviction to issue by the 27th, so 10 days. All right,
Okay, thank
we're all
you.
set.
Okay, thank you
thank-
very much.
Thank you for your patience, sir. But everybody came, who? They're like a whole family in it?
Have a day.
Take care. Have a great weekend, folks. Syed Hussein versus Obey El Ahmad. And that's a Yola, Alabama. All right, your name?
Said Hussein.
Obey Elamon.
All right. And what is the claim in this case, sir?
I'm trying to get the property back. I filed a motion to possession only. Because the the large judgment was not paid completely. It was for rent and utilities. I think rent portion was paid, but not utilities.
How much did he pay?
He paid 6,400 just for rent only.
That's the entire judgment amount.
No, that was for, he was so far back, 6,400 covered March rent only.
Hold on a second, sir. I issued a judgment February 20th.
Right.
Of 2025. So this thing, or 2026. For $5,691.24.
Right. But he did not pay the water bill portion. He paid ahead for the March, but did not pay for the.
It didn't work that way. You can't take this writ if he's paid the full amount of the judgment.
He did, but he did not pay for the rent for March then. He's back.
Your judgment's in February.
Right.
So the judgment wouldn't include March.
He screwed it up. Like he wanted to pay for the rent only, like go ahead in the rent, but not pay for the utilities. And the utilities right now, the 2,092.94.
Sir, I may hear what you're saying,
Right.
but when I took this judgment, it was for $5,691.24. He's paid that by your own admission.
He paid it, but we had agreement that he's gonna pay for the March rent, right? He's not gonna pay for the water.
I don't know what that is.
That
So
I got confused that too, so
what?
I got confused with it too, so I'm not sure, but
Well, I don't know what that agreement is because I wasn't there.
right. Right, the thing is, like, they have done this to other rent before, so that's my issue. And
Oh, bad people.
I mean, according to the court documents, submitted that document with my motion. I think Exhibit I.
Go ahead, sir. What do you want to say?
I have that judgment that you had put in for the 5,600 and change, I believe.
Yeah.
And I had explained to Mr. Hussein on February 27th, I'll pay you 6,400. He was texting me back and forth that he was struggling with his mortgage and he didn't want me to be late on rent anymore. So I said, I'll pay the 1,200 of January, 2,600 of February, and I'll take care of 2,600 in March since we're coming up on it 4 days away. And so I said, in return, is it possible that you could set aside the water bill portion of it and I'll take care of that separately? And he agreed, and I have the text message
I
confirmation.
don't really care about all that because the judgment's been paid.
So what do you want me to do? Like, do you want me to file another?
You're gonna have to start over as soon as you can do.
Because the court cost was not paid either. I mean,
Perfect. I issued judgment for a certain amount. The judgment for a certain amount has to be paid.
right,
That's what I did. By your own admission, I don't even have to listen to him. By your own admission, he's paid the judgment. There's nothing else I can do.
paid it, but the clause involved that he's not gonna pay for the utilities, so this is a lease violation, Your Honor.
Are you not understanding what I'm saying? It's really simple math. If I issue a judgment for 5,000 and he pays 6,000, he's paid the judgment.
I mean, somebody should have told me.
Motion to issue, well, then you need to get a lawyer. Hey, I can't tell you. Don't sit up there and try to blame him. Don't sit up there and try to blame the court. If you don't know what you're doing, get a lawyer. Motion to issue the writ is denied. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Making an assumption is in. I'm gonna call somebody else just so that he knows. Jonathan Weber versus Melissa Taylor. How are you, Mr. Weber?
I'm okay. How are you?
Okay.
Jonathan Weber, plaintiff. Ms. Taylor was served with this case properly by the court officers, and she missed the return day. She missed. And I would like to take it, get a writ of eviction and money judgment.
All right, raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you just given is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Based upon that testimony, and you are the owner of the premises, sir,
yes, sir.
grant a judgment for possession to the plaintiff by default, a writ to issue in 10 days. All right. Fill out the judgment. I'll sign off on it. And take care of
I also asked for a default judgment for damages.
for your for monies.
Yes.
No, you only paid for possession. That's all I can do.
This courtroom moment shows how quickly things can spiral when promises don't match reality. A tenant comes in saying he can pay $2,000 now and the rest in small installments, trying to convince the judge he can catch up. But the landlord pushes back, explaining there have been repeated broken promises, missed payments, and ongoing problems that are affecting other tenants. The judge steps in to control the situation, breaking down the numbers and realizing the plan doesn't fully add up. Tension rises as both sides talk over each other, but the judge doesn't let it turn into chaos. Instead, he takes control. Calm down. We're going to do this step by step. He orders them to verify the $2,000 immediately and sets a strict follow-up plan for the remaining payments. In this first minute, the message is clear. Talk is cheap, but in court, only real action matters.
Hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I'll need a camera, but we can hear you.
Okay.
There. Okay. What is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Well, that's a good question, Your Honor. I can't find the file. Give me one moment.
Okay.
Well, between this morning's docket and the noon docket, there's a lot of files here. Give me one moment. All right, we've got her at $2,004.40.
All right. Ms. Tubstreeter, how are you intending on getting that paid?
I have half of that payment, but I have a problem because last month she sent me to go get a money order for $62 and something or 64 cents, saying that I had owed $40 for money orders. I didn't argue with her because I had been paying that, but however, she charged me that again.
Charge you what again?
The $40 again for money orders. They charge $10 per money order. So I would like for her to take that $40 off of there, but I could have it all paid by the 30th though.
I do see $40, $10 money order charges, Your Honor, but they're only on here once.
Yeah, but she charged me for that last month, ma'am. I paid that. And it's on there again. 4 charges for $10.
I only see one set of 4 charges, one set of them. They're all on March 4th. 10, 10, 10, and 10. That's not on here twice.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. I've already paid that. So they're charging me that again.
Ma'am, Ms. Tubstreeter, she would see it as a charge on the ledger. And what she's indicating is that she's not seeing it as a charge. Whether you paid it or not, she would see it as a charge. I think that's what she's indicating.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a charge on the account for her to pay against.
Hey.
It's on the ledger.
Correct.
All right.
It's on the ledger.
There's no way we're going to resolve this over Zoom at this point, Ms. Streeter. So how much are you going to pay between now and next week?
$1,000.
All right. What day are you going to pay that by?
Monday.
All right. What is 20th? All right. I'll indicate in the file you're going to pay this by April 20th.
Judge, if we can get this $40 resolved and I can get this paid before the 30th, can we get that done? So I don't have to come back to court.
Well, you're going to have to come back to court in any event because I can only adjourn it out a week, and you have a charge you're contesting, so I don't have a way of doing it any other way. So you need to pay $1,000 by the 20th. I will then adjourn this matter out to the 24th. I'll adjourn this matter out to April 24th, 2026 at 1 p.m. That is an in-person hearing. And then we'll do that. And Ms. Dornbush, if you could send me a ledger so I can take a look at what we're talking about, I would appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because last month she overcharged me over $100. So,
ma'am, Ms. Streeter, what did I just say? I can't deal with that. I don't have a ledger in front of me. So you can keep telling me that. I can't do anything about it.
Okay.
We'll see you next week. Thank you.
See you next week.
Northfield Estates versus Cheryl Cornett. Cheryl Cornett, not checked in. If you want to take a default, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. For the record, Rachel Dornbush, Pallet Law, on behalf of the plaintiff. There is rent to retain of $2,209.32. Costs are $216 for a total due of $2,425.32. And we'd ask for a default possession only judgment with writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount, any amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days. Northfield Estates versus Chad Gibbs.
Your Honor, my client did send over a request this morning to dismiss that case, but I just want to verify.
Gotcha.
Jeannie, was that certified funds or was it personal check? Nope, you're muted.
Certified.
Certified, okay, and it was for the total balance due, so we're good to dismiss that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Case is dismissed on plaintiff's motion without prejudice. Northfield Estates versus Jeffrey Costco. Jeffrey Costco, not checked in. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's rent to retain of $681.65. Costs are $216 for a total of $897.65. And we'd ask for a default possession only judgment with a writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession. Redemption amount is in the amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days. Northfield Estates versus Jessica Monard. And oh,
Can you
there
hear
she
me?
is.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
we can hear you. And you're sitting in your car, not driving, right?
Yes, I'm parked at my
Well,
job.
no, good thing, because I saw both of your hands and they weren't on a wheel. So if you were
Yes.
driving, it was going to be a problem. All right. What is plaintiff's claim?
With costs $1,627.99.
All right. And ma'am, how are you intending on getting that?
I can have it paid by Friday, which I believe is the 24th of April.
All right. And can you get that so you can have the entire balance paid by then?
Yes.
All right. And what time is 1? Can you get it paid early in the day?
Yeah.
Okay. Get it paid as early as you can, or if you're waiting on a check and it comes in on Thursday, if you can get it paid Thursday, that'd be great. Because I'm
Okay.
going to adjourn this out 1 week to the 24th, 2026 at 1 p.m. If everything's paid and they can verify it's paid and it's paid with certified funds or the like, then the case gets dismissed.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sile Farms versus Randy Weir. Randy Weir. No response. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's rent to retain of $3,020.36. Costs are $192 for a total of $3,212.36. And we'd ask for a default possession only judgment with writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount any amount requested with a writ issued 10 days. Sile Farms versus Rex Behringer. Thank you. And Joyce.
I'm here.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
All right. What is the claim in this case?
With costs, Your Honor, $1,483.30.
All right. How are we intending on getting that paid?
I don't think I own it or owe it.
Okay.
They're
What?
charging me for late fees. My husband and myself divorced in 2018. He has not actually lived in Sile Farms with me since 2017. And the trailer, I have the deed in my name. He signed off on it when he moved out. The judge in the matter of our divorce we split amicably. He took the automobile we had because he had no place to live when he moved. I kept the mobile home because previous to that, when we first bought the mobile home, I had gotten a back pay from Social Security, and that's what I purchased the mobile home with. But because we were married, we put the deed in both of our names.
Yeah, I
And
got you.
we didn't realize that when he left the trailer park, he had to sign off. So they're charging me $45 fee every month for not having a yearly lease. They're charging a month-to-month lease. in the past, I signed a year lease, so I didn't have that extra charge. And now they're charging me that $45 because he's not on the lease. And then they're charging late fees because I refuse to pay that. I have no vehicle. I can't get around unless I rely on my relatives and friends for transportation.
I
And
gotcha. Okay, so you're saying all of this is an accumulation of that month-to-month fee?
yes, sir.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Did you try to sign a year lease?
Yes, I did. And they would let me sign it, but because Rex didn't sign it, I was still going to be charged for a month-to-month lease unless we both signed it. In the past, I
And
admit I did sign his name on the lease after he moved out, for the first couple of years after he left, and nobody questioned it until my sister passed away and things got really hard on me, because I have all the bills in Scio Farms on myself now. I'm only on retirement Social Security. I don't have any extra income. So it's been very hard to keep up with that, plus huge water bills that I've been getting monthly for some reason.
okay, let me ask you this, okay, just thinking ahead. If you got help paying this off and somehow or another could work something out, is Rex around where he'd sign off that it's just
No,
you or
I've been trying to get a hold of him for over a year now. I've contacted his family through social media. They have not recontacted me. When he left,
you're on social media?
pardon me?
You're on social media?
Yes. Well, I mean, through Facebook and
Okay. All right. You can go ahead. All right.
But
All
anyway,
right.
yeah, none of them have ever contacted me. So, I mean, he's just in the wind. I can't get a hold of him.
Okay. So maybe we'll have to figure something out along those lines. But because your divorce gave the trailer to you and everything, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's do this. Have you contacted if well, let me ask you one thing real quick. If I told you, you got to pay all of this now, you couldn't do that, right?
No, I only get
Okay. All right, that's
1,299 a
fair.
month.
That's fair. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to contact Hawk. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to them and see whether or not we can at least find a way to get this paid up and then try to work toward that issue of what we do about your lease. So that $45 charge and the late fees not coming at you.
I don't understand why the office just doesn't let me sign a yearly lease knowing that he's not there.
Hold on. I don't know that they won't. I'm just saying I'm trying to deal with one thing at a time.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I want you to do is call Hawk. Their number, see somebody helping you there, is 961-1999.
Okay.
All right. Make sure to let them know. And I'm making a presumption that you're a senior.
Yes, I
So
am.
let them know because there are some funds that may be accessible through Housing Bureau for seniors. Let's see if we can get this paid, work on how your lease is going to be set up, if that can happen, and then we'll proceed from there. Okay, fair enough?
Yes, sir.
All right. So get that done. In your packet, there's a form that's called a rental assistance form. You'll need to
Okay.
fill that out once you contacted Hawk and with the information, and that needs to be filed with the court by next Wednesday.
All right.
Okay?
Yes,
So here's
sir.
what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjourn your case to the 24th, April 24th, 2026 at 1 p.m.
All right.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now that's an in-person hearing, but you're telling me you Can you get down to the courthouse or you?
I may be able to get a ride now that I know that it's in person.
Okay. All right. So it is in person. Okay. You can come down to the courthouse and let's see what we can get worked out.
Okay,
And then if for whatever reason you can't get down, there's a form to fill out for a Zoom request so that you can appear this same way.
okay.
Okay. But I
Yeah.
prefer those to be in person on the second one. All right.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. You guys
Thank
have a
you.
great weekend.
You too.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Scio Farms versus Danielle Blethyn and Danielle Williams. Blethyn, Williams, they are not here. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's rent to retain of $2,590.10. Costs are $233 for a total due of $2,823.10. And we'd ask for a default possession only judgment with a writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount in the amount requested. Writ to issue in 10 days. Scio Farms versus Melissa York. Melissa York. They are not here. You may proceed.
Thank you. I will as soon as I locate her information. Rent to retain is $571.98. Costs are $192 for a total due of $763.98. We'd ask for a default possession only judgment with a writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff. That is by default for possession. Redemption amount is in the amount requested. Writ to issue in 10 days. Scio Farms versus, is it Arello? Jorge Arello, D'Angelo Bennett, yeah. Juan Bohorquez, Melanie Clemens, Tiffany Copeland, Cody Dykes, Venus Hurd, Donald Konazuski, and Jessica Kuta, Geraldo Macias Jr., Mark Martin, Shane Meyer, Sarah Neal, Jacob Prince, Amanda Ridley, Nassim Saidane, Troy Schaefer, Teresa Tomasi, Robert Tyler, Linda Whale. All of those matters are dismissed on plaintiff's motion without prejudice. And
It
I
looks
have,
like there's a number of those individuals
yeah,
in the courtroom. Mr. Boyorquez is present, and it looks like Ms. Marcia Edwards, I believe is the last name, and Mr. Daryl Hines are also present.
all right, folks. All of you are muted. Your cases have been dismissed. I don't know if you have an objection to that at all.
No, not at all. Thank you.
Not at all?
No,
I was
sir.
hoping to hear that. Okay. So your
Thank you
case
so
is
much.
dismissed. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
And Marcia,
All right.
I don't have a, do we have a
Edwards
last
is
name?
the last name, Your Honor.
Edwards. Hello, Miss.
Hi, my
Oh,
last
you-
name is not Edwards, it's Whitlock.
Oh, then maybe I'm
Whitlock.
looking at the wrong person. Hold on, Your Honor. And Rodney Whitlock, that was also a dismissal, Your Honor.
Okay, your case was dismissed. You guys have an issue with that?
No, sir.
All right, fantastic.
Thank you.
You guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
You
Thank
too,
you,
thank
too.
you.
Thank you.
Okay,
think
I
that was
think that is it for me for 8:30. I will see you at noon.
Yes, it is. All right.
Thank
Good
you.
morning, Patty.
Good morning. I'll see you this afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. All right, take care. 14A stands in recess.
This courtroom moment delivers a strong lesson about accountability under pressure. The tenant tries to negotiate time, explaining his pay schedule and future plans, but the judge quickly points out the problem. Rent keeps adding up, and without a solid plan, the situation only gets worse. Even when the tenant offers partial solutions, the judge challenges the math, showing that the numbers still don't work long term. There's no anger, but there is firm control. Then comes the turning point. The judge steps in and creates a strict structure. Pay now, return next week, and prove you can stay on track. In just a minute, the courtroom shifts from confusion to control, proving that when things get messy, the judge brings order back instantly.
No, that's okay. So, talking with our grants people, we really aren't able to do anything until we move Mr. Matata and his family out of the house. So that was also part of the agreement, that once he and his family are out of the house, we can use another payment, another grant to pay the back rent. I sent this over and it's all been communicated in email, and I sent a letter on letterhead. I believe that must have been like Wednesday. And I thought we had an agreement already on that. So yesterday, I believe, or it was Wednesday or Thursday, I sent the payment for his April rent. I actually dropped that off at Mr. Beal's office, actually, and notified them both that it was paid.
Do you see that, Miss Hall? No.
No, I can look. How much was the payment for?
The payment for April was the $1,760, which is his typical monthly rent, and that was part of the agreement. If you give me an email, I can forward you the chain of emails, or I can forward you the letter. I think the chain of emails may be more helpful though, because it shows the
Let's
communication.
do this. First thing I'm going to adjourn this out, see if we can get all of this clarified. It looks like at least a majority of this may have already been paid. So I'm going to adjourn this out to the 24th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That's an in-person hearing, ma'am, so that you understand that. And ma'am, for our record, I need to have your name.
My name is Summer, last name Burrell.
Got it? Okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, the time was?
3 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I send my, can you see the chat? I can send my email address in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send it up.
Okay. Beal Properties versus Edward Smith. Edward Smith, no response. You may proceed, counsel.
Your Honor, I'm showing, this is a non-payment of rent case. I'm showing past due rent of $1,473 for a cost of $175 for a total of $1,648. Requesting a default judgment for possession only, giving defendant until April 27th to pay or move.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession. Redemption amount is in the amount requested. Writ issue in 10 days. Beal Properties versus, is it Monahaja?
It's Monasia Brown.
No, it's not. Okay, yeah, it is.
Yes,
It's
sir.
your name. So it's your name. That'll work. All right. I need a camera, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. It's pronounced
Monasia Brown.
Monasia?
Monasia.
Okay. Monasia. Got it. Okay. I would expect it to be, but that's all right. All right. Counsel, what's the claim?
Your Honor, this is a non-payment of rent matter. The past due rent is $6,255. The court costs are $175 for a total of $6,430.
All right. Ma'am, how are you intending on getting that paid?
So I intended on paying my rent by working my job and getting legal assistance. I applied for SCR and I was denied, and I have the papers here if you would like to see them, but I was denied upon my SCR for rental assistance as well as DTE assistance because I did not fall into compliance with child support. But then when I fell into compliance with child support, the other person did not fall into compliance. So my SCR has continuously been getting denied. I moved into this unit as of December 1st of 2025 after moving from 721 Green Road, apartment 221, which
Okay,
was
so you
not,
are in Arbor One.
yes.
Okay.
So when I went into the Arbor One leasing office today, they actually have new management, and I believe I have the paper around me, which is called Ram Apartments. But the last time I went in there to speak to the lady named Jessica Nice, I agreed upon this notice, which is a move-out agreement to Dear Arbor One Apartments. Due to the eviction notice at 721 West Clark Road, I am making this decision to avoid the eviction process and vacate the unit by May 29th. If anything changes regarding the date I choose to vacate, I will update the leasing office. But when I went in there, it was a new lady, new management. Now we've had 3 management companies. So when I moved in from December 1st until now, they also fell out of compliance, which I have emails regarding that. So my rent is not even updated to the correct amount, which they refuse to
Okay. All
update.
right. Miss Brown,
Mm-hmm.
do me a favor. I know there's a
Yes.
lot there. Just take a breath.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So are you saying that this rental amount is in error?
Yes, it's incorrect.
Okay. All right. So let's do this. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn your case out to next week in person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that'd be April 24th, 2026 at 3 p.m. Okay, that's an in-person hearing.
Okay.
You said you already applied for SER and been denied. Have you applied through Hawk?
No, sir.
All right. What I'm going to suggest is that you call Hawk, get an appointment,
Mm-hmm.
see if there's a way that they might be able to help you out on this. Okay, that's
Okay.
one thing. Okay, do you have that number?
Yes,
It's
sir.
on your,
Ma'am.
okay, it's on your paperwork.
Okay. May I make a note on this case as well?
Pardon?
May I make a note as well? Because regarding the paperwork that I written with the prior leasing agent, Jessica Nice, I have through email that she was allowing me to vacate the unit and not pay this
Okay,
balance.
all right, ma'am, I heard you. I don't have any of that in front of me right now.
Okay,
Just
thank you.
bring that paperwork with you when you come to court on that day. All
Okay.
right. Now, the other thing that you said is, and I just want to make sure, see if I'm understanding what you told me. Were you required to pay child support and fell out of compliance, or reporting what was that about?
So the child support was regarding a DNA testing for my child. So when I tried to apply for assistance, they denied me because they said I didn't respond to them and I didn't have the correct information. So that backtracked me a while until I got, set up with them.
Okay, let me ask you this then,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe I'll ask it a simpler way. Are you supposed to be receiving child support?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So here's the other thing I'm going to do for you. Okay. We have Miss Mazur here from the Friend of the Court. Would you mind if I put you into a breakout room with her and
I
see
would
if
love
you
that.
can? Wow, that was a big smile.
I would love that. Because I have my case number right here. I would love that.
Shoot, I'm sure she'll be able to find you in that. So, and see if at least those issues can then be worked through to maybe help you out in this, if you're supposed to be receiving, and if there's an issue as to how that may need to occur.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay. So I've got you set for April 24th, 2026, 3 p.m. Miss Mazur, are you there?
This courtroom scene highlights the struggle between patience and frustration. The tenant insists he's trying, offering payments, explaining his income, and promising to fix everything soon. But the landlord brings up a different reality. Months of issues, unreliable payments, and behavior that's causing problems beyond just rent. The judge listens to both sides carefully, but instead of choosing one side emotionally, he focuses on control and structure. He realizes they can't even agree on basic terms without arguing, so he changes the approach. No more arguing, only proof. He sends them out to confirm the money physically and sets a clear, short deadline for the next payment. This moment shows that in court it's not about who talks more. It's about who can actually follow through.